you were gone, you'd break my heart tonight. But this ain't over for us. Life needs no reason but love.
Thank you both for joining us today as we celebrate Mental Health Awareness Week to talk about your new single, Life Needs No Reason But Love. Personally, I've been playing it on repeat since it was released on Friday. It's such a beautiful song.
Oh, thank
You
you.
must be over the moon.
Absolutely over the moon. It's so lovely to have it out in the world after, Steve and I have been so proud of this ever since we wrote it at the end of last year. But to have it out in the world now with the video as well, and to be getting such a lovely response from it is just wonderful.
It is wonderful, and it's made the BBC Welsh A-list, which, is fantastic, isn't it?
Really, yeah, so exciting. It means it's going to be getting loads of radio play this week in Wales, and getting across to lots of people and across the weekend as well. It's really exciting, and yeah, just hoping that for Mental Health Awareness Week that it's just going to reach as many people as possible.
We're going to do our very best to get that out there and share it with, all our networks. And yeah, brilliant. Sorrel, can you share the moment or the event that sparked the creation of this song?
Yeah, absolutely. So this was a song I'd needed to write for a little while, but I was sort of struggling to take the leap to put the words down. And Steve and I got together for some songwriting through a mutual friend and my manager, Graham. And we had a very open and honest conversation about mental health. And someone very close to me, a member of my family, had really been struggling with their mental health and with addiction. And had nearly died at the end of last year. And Steve and I had a really open, lovely, honest conversation about it. And Steve's very easy to work with and such a lovely chap that I was able to open up. And then we just seemed to be on the same page when it came to songwriting. And yeah, this fantastic song was born of that, and very much a pure collaboration, a real co-write with both inputs. With the melody and the lyrics, and it seemed to happen so quickly that we just had this fantastic song that even with the little demo recording, recorded on my mobile phone, just sounded so good, and we were so excited, and it was very therapeutic for me to write it and finish that song, and my family were really overwhelmed in a really positive way, and it was just fantastic to write with Steve and then to finally meet him in London when we recorded the song.
Oh, it sounds like it's been a very emotional journey for you, and I'm sorry you had to go through what you went through.
Thank you.
How did writing this song help you to process your feelings?
I think for me as a songwriter, it's just the way that I channel my energy and my emotions. I think any artist does that as well. And taking something so traumatic and something that was so hard for my family and being able to put it into words, but with a message of hope and support, not just for my family, but for anyone that needed it. I've got a lot of friends that are struggling at the moment, musicians and friends in other careers that are really struggling with their mental health, and others that are really struggling with addiction. And it just feels like a song that needed to be written and that people needed to hear, just to know they're not alone, just to know that there is a community of people around them willing to help. And yeah, it really does feel like a message of support. And yeah, I'm really, really, really proud of this song for those reasons.
Yeah, you should be.
Thank you.
And Steve, do you have any personal experience that influenced the lyrics and the melody of this song as well?
Yeah, I think so, Nadine. And I must say, I got to thank you for having a forum to allow people to, express themselves in this way. For many, I've been in the music industry now 30 years. I've been in the arts 30 years, and I've seen theatre and music and worked with big record companies and so on. And it's only the last couple of years that the industry has recognized how vulnerable some people can be in this game, and how for many years people's mental health has been, not prioritized, and as a result, as you know, absolutely, that within the arts, people do struggle a lot with their mental health. So, good on you for putting putting these organizations together and what you're doing, because it's long overdue.
Thank you.
It really is really important, because I've seen people fall by the wayside. I've seen people take their own lives within the business. So, you know, it's been interesting, and I've always been very lucky and very blessed to be quite robust with my mental health. Losing my dad and like another father figure about 18 months ago really knocked the wind out of my sails, really, and I had to go and get some counseling myself for grief therapy in particular. So I, for the first time, of another angle at looking at mental health, especially within the arts. And I always say that music is medicine. Music has an amazing ability to heal, to allow conversations like the one Sorrel and myself had, and coming together as songwriters. You know, it's our job really to kind of distill all the emotions within a couple of minutes into a kind of a pop song.
Yeah.
So as kind of as glib as that sounds, it is so powerful. And I think what we've created with this song is a kind of a snapshot of where a lot of people are. You know, there are a lot of people struggling, especially with the arts, as I've just said. But I think generally in life right now, I think the kind of background hum of anxiety. I was reading recently that in the 1950s, where we are anxiety level wise, just generally, would have put most people, you know, into therapy or into hospital, you know, with anxiety and so on. So I think it's been ratcheted up over the years, the whole idea that the world is, you know, is going to hell in a handbasket. Doesn't help people's mental health generally. So, but going back to the song, you know, my friend Graham Sergi, I call him, he's one of the great instigators in the music business. He is a great music lover. He's a great person. And when he suggested I should take a listen to Sorrel's music, I was blown away by how beautiful Sorrel's voice is and how yearning it is, and how it did something to me. It made me feel something at a deep level. So when we got together to write, and we had these conversations about the member of Sorrel's family, and I opened up about, you know, the last 18 months or so with my kind of dealing with grief, this song was just there waiting to be had. It was almost hanging about in the ether, saying, come on, come and get me. So like Sorrel, I'm really proud of this song. It's one of my favorite things I've ever been involved with. And because it's got such a poignant, strong message of hope and forgiveness and love, I think it's going to resonate, you know, and again, music is medicine. So I'm really proud to be part of it.
Oh, thank you, Steve.
Yeah, thank you for your kind words as well, Steve. And it sounds like it's been a really cathartic process for both of you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
And, you know, a big thank you from the bottom of my heart, because I take the same message that you have just conveyed there, Steve, but I kind of feel like the message of hope and forgiveness and love, it spans everything, doesn't it? From grief to love to everything. And, you know, when we listen to it, I think we all take something different from it, but very much so the same message, but in a different context. And that's, you know, how cleverly written it is, that it will touch people in many different ways. And like I said, since Friday, I've been playing it on a loop, and it means so much to me. You know, it's beautiful. And you talk about Sorrel's voice being stunning, but also yours is as well, Steve.
Oh, thanks, Adi. Thank you.
It's amazing, isn't it? And just singing together as well. I couldn't believe it, just how beautifully our voices sort of mold together. You never know when you start writing with someone and you sing with someone how it's going to sound. And I had this huge smile on my face in the studio when we were listening back to it. It's just
yeah. And a big shout out to my friend Ben Robbins, who recorded the track and did a load of, you know, arranging and work on it. And his place is beautiful. It's in the heart of London, in a place called the Umbrella Rooms, just near the British Museum there. And it's is the vibe he gets in the studio is very special. But
Beautiful
but as
studio.
Sorrel said, yeah, the kind of voices blended the blend worked. And it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things that kind of came together. It just had to be written, and I was lucky to be in the place to kind of catch it, really, or be part of it.
Absolutely. It felt both hard and easy to write.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
it's one of those lyrics where the lyrics were sort of they were just pouring out of us in
Yeah.
all the right ways. It's a very hard song to write, very emotional song to write, but it really did just flow out of us because we'd had that conversation, and like Steve said, it needed to be written, just not just for myself and Steve, but it just feels like a song that needs to be in the world.
It
Yeah,
does.
that's right.
And it's here now, and we're
It
ready
is.
to have it. I was going to ask you actually, how, did you face any challenges while writing and composing this song? Because it is deeply personal.
It is deeply personal, yeah. As I said, I'd been trying to write this type of song with these lyrics for a little while, and I have a few sort of half-written songs that weren't quite right. They didn't quite get across what I was trying to say. I might go back and finish them at some point, but this one, as soon as Steve sung the melody to me, and he sung a little line he in the sort of demo when we were chatting, he said, "Pull the wool off of your eyes," and it just, after that
It
lyric,
just came.
it just came out. Yeah, it came out of him, and I was like, "That's exactly where I wanted to start this song." Of, it's time to sort of really reflect and take a look at where you are and where you want to be. How do you want your life to be going forward? Is this the path you want to go down? And here's the help. Here's the help to get you to where you need to be. And then the rest of the lyrics they really did just flow from there. And some lyrics that Steve had come up with. When the black dog and your demon take their hold. That's a lyric that really resonated with the person very close to me, my family member, who'd sort of had these visions of this black dog when they were really, really struggling. And I didn't know that, and Steve didn't know that when we were writing the song. So that to me is just incredible. Like, where did that come from that's the sort of universe working in incredible ways, isn't it? To say these are
Yeah.
the that are really going to hit hard and get down really deep. But it is a beautiful song. It was a difficult song to write, but it's such a hopeful song. It really is supposed to be a positive song, an inspiration with a positive ending, because that has been the positive ending for my family. Things are going really, really well now, and I just hope that people take that inspiration from the lyrics, and ask for help, look for help, and can sort of set themselves on a happier path.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm just, I, applaud you both. I think, having gone through something really difficult, and I'm really sorry that you've had to go through that. But what sort of advice would you give to families going through similar challenges with their family
Yeah,
members?
yeah, absolutely. I think sticking together is, we all. That's the lyric in the song. I'll build an army and I'll bring you safely home, because everybody just rallied. They really did. It was just a real all hands on deck. We're going to make this okay. So, if you've got that support system around you, then use it, and please look after each other and do what you can for each other. And there are a lot of people that don't have that support system when it comes to family and friends, but that doesn't mean that you're alone. There are people like you, Nadine, and your wonderful community and your foundation, and there are other places that people can turn to help. So it really is about just knowing that you're not completely on your own, and there is a chance to get out of the hole that you may be in. Ask for help, and there's lots of charities and people you can turn to, when you really need it.
Absolutely. And like you said, there are many organisations out there. Were there any that you wanted to mention that you may have found useful?
So in particular, the Chris Hills Foundation is called Beat My Addiction, which really helped my family, completely saved us. And I have another family member who's currently using the Chris Hills Foundation. This chap, Chris Hills, started a charity on the Isle of Wight His twin brother died of a heroin overdose, and he started this foundation and the charity, the Rob Hill Foundation, and they've been a real saviour for my family. So I'd like, thank them from the bottom of my heart for what they've done. And yeah, they do have a charity there as well. If you can't afford sort of the full rehabilitation program, there is a charity as well for anyone who does need help.
That's amazing. So let's give them a big shout out, the Chris Hill Foundation. Is there anyone that you would like to mention, Steve? It's been helpful for you?
I've just had friends of mine I've got friends who are therapists, so they've all helped. You know, they all know how much I've thanked them.
Yeah.
And the Samaritans, I've got a couple of friends of mine who work for the Samaritans who are brilliant, and
they are.
Yeah,
they
absolutely
are.
Brilliant.
And would either of you like to become more involved in, you know, supporting mental health within the industry?
Absolutely. My goodness, yes, absolutely. I didn't realize what a factor it is when I was looking at the website for the Creative Well. I didn't realize the statistics of how many artists and musicians and people in the industry are really struggling. And I'd love to give back in any way that I can. People are so supportive of me and my music career and have done so much for me over the years, and continue to do so. And as I said, so many people rallied to help my family when we needed it, that anything I can do to give back. You know, and I know obviously I'm really excited to be working with you, Nadine, and the Creative Well, and the wonderful, wonderful work that you do. So anything further that I can do, please count me in.
Yeah, and we're really honoured to have you, you know, support us and be an ambassador for the Creative Well, and, you know, to support other people going through mental health problems and addiction problems. And as Steve was saying, you know, music is medicine. But for you all to create what you create, you go through so much. And so we're here to support you. And it's lovely that you want to become more involved and, you know, support your colleagues. And it's not just about the artists, it's about everyone that brings music to the stage, to our, you know, to our radios, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's just wonderful to have you wanting to be involved. We're very lucky to have you. And
thank you.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's any parting words that you would like to say, either of you.
Just a huge thank you for all of the work you're doing, Nadine, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. I want to say a huge thank you to Steve, for believing in me and for helping me write this song, and to Graham for putting us in touch and all of the incredible work that he's doing. None of this would be possible without him. And he's been a huge supporter of so many musicians, and he's really helping me, because it's a lot of hard work when it comes to being an artist, and the admin side of things can get a little overwhelming at times, and I do have to look after my mental health as well. And
Yeah.
Graham is incredible at doing that and helping, but also looking after me and saying, make sure you take a day off and take a step back and prioritize things. So yeah, a huge thank you to all of you.
Yeah.
I'll echo that as well, Nadine, and yeah, the brilliant work you're doing. It's so needed, it's so overdue, and just well done. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much. And I guess we just need to thank Michelle as well, because she's kind of brought
Absolutely.
us together, hasn't she? She's
She
been
has,
Absolutely.
yeah, and she's been a
LinkedIn.
huge supporter. She sends
Yeah.
lovely, lovely messages
Yeah.
about the song, because she said it's really resonated with her.
Yeah.
So yeah, huge thank you to Michelle as well.
She's a huge fan. So thank you to you both for taking the time.
Thank you, guys.
Away from your busy schedules. I know that you're very busy, but it's been so lovely speaking to you both, and I wish you both continued success. And I'm honestly looking so forward and excited to working with you both in the future through the Creative Well and through your music. Thank you.
Me too.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Nadine.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Pull the wool off of your eyes. Face the way you feel for you, yourself, and I recognize you may not heal. You're falling further and you feel there's no way out, but this ain't over. This ain't over. We all need a reason in this life, a reason to get up and make it right. If you were gone, you'd break my heart tonight. But this ain't over for us. Life needs no reason but love.
When the dark night takes your soul and the black dog and your demons take their hold,
Just know you're never on your own. I'll build an army and I'll bring you safely home. 'Cause this ain't over. This ain't over. We all need a reason in this life, a reason to get up and fight the fight. If you were gone, you'd break my heart tonight. But this ain't over for us. Life needs no reason but call my name. I'll be your guiding light through the long dark night. A reason to live, a reason to love. Life needs no reason but love. Love.
life needs no reason.
No reason, no. We don't need a reason in this life, a reason to get up and make it right.
I will make it
We're
right.
gone, you break my heart tonight.
Break your heart tonight.
This ain't over,
This ain't over.
Life needs no